Hello, and welcome to Songs for the Struggling Artist, the blogcast. This is episode 310. My name is Emily Rainbow Davis. Thank you for listening to the blogcast. Today's blog is inspired by the dream of a fellow artist. And it's one of those things that, I'm mad at the person in my friend's dream, and it's all made up. But it is all connected to stuff that is real, even though it's really just about a dream. So why don't I read it to you? It is called No Right to Be Disappointed in Me. An artist friend told me about a dream they had in which one of their artistic teachers asked what they'd been up to, in such a way that suggested great disappointment in this artist's achievements. The artist was stunned and speechless. For a lot of artists, this is a highly relatable dream. Many of us had teachers or colleagues that felt we had a lot of potential in our youth. And while most of them don't come right out and say, "What happened?" we can feel their disappointment. They thought we were going to make it. And we didn't. How disappointing for them. I can tolerate this sort of thinking from bystanders. For all the people in my high school classes who told me to thank them in my Oscar speech, I do not carry your expectations heavily. I never thought I'd get an Oscar. I am not sorry I don't have an Oscar, and I'm not worried about my old classmates' possible disappointment that they never saw me make an Oscar speech. My teachers, though, those responses have always carried more weight. They wanted me to succeed. I wanted to make them proud. It's a bummer to feel I've disappointed anyone. But the thing is, when I look at this from the outside, at other artists' feelings of disappointing their mentors, I just get angry at those mentors. Do you know how people succeed in the arts? I mean, aside from being born to celebrities. They succeed because someone helped them. No one, not even the children of famous people, gets anywhere without help from someone further up the ladder. Success in the arts is not the wizardry it seems to be. It's not like a young artist has some kind of magic that will lead them to make it. There is no enchanted sparkle teachers can spot or not spot. A teacher cannot wish a young artist out of obscurity. You can't just hope your student will make it. If you're invested in them, you have to actively help them. That's how they do at Yale and Juilliard, and that's how those places maintain their hold on the American theater. Teachers introduce their students to people who can help them. They give them opportunities. I've been a teacher. I've done this to the best of my meager ability for the students I really believed in. There weren't a lot of those, but the others, I have no right to be disappointed about. If I didn't try to help, I get no say. I had some amazing teachers. Some of them really continued to show up for me long after most people would have given up. They did what they could do, but when you don't have a lot of power in a field, there's not much to do. But if you do have power in a field, and you don't try to help the students you were invested in, you lose your right to disappointment. It's hard out there, and you know it. If you gave someone an opportunity and they tanked it, okay, you can be disappointed. That's fair. But you can't be disappointed in your student for failing to get lucky. We all hope the magic star will hover over the heads of people we believe in. But magic stars are rare. They're so rare they don't even exist. People who end up with success end up with those successes because someone helped them. If you're a teacher, you can be one of those people. go ahead and help an artist out. You can feel proud of both the artist and yourself. If you're not one of those people, you better rein your disappointment in. That's not fair. I got so mad at this person's dream teacher. Just so mad at them, and they didn't even do anything. But we all create stories. Most of my teachers I haven't heard from in a long while, but I feel like one of the ones who was like one of my biggest champions in college, like didn't even seem to recognize me the last time I saw him. So, you know, that feels like disappointment in some way. Anyway, there's a few of those. Time changes things, I suppose. Anyway, so song. What song? I was for a while convinced I was going to do Separate Lives, which is a Phil Collins tune, because there's one of the like most prominent lines of the song is "You have no right." So I was like, "You have no right. It's perfect." But I listened to it a few times and I looked at it and I I was like, you know what? I've never liked this song. I don't like it now. Sometimes with a song I don't like if I approach it from I'm going to sing this song and I'm going to make myself like it, or I'm going to learn how to like it, or I'll discover what's good about it, even though I didn't used to like it or whatever. But this one, I got into it. I was like, no, I still hate this song. It's still terrible. So, yes, I left that idea on the table for, no, not another time. I don't think it's going to happen. It's a terrible song. So I looked at some songs about teachers instead. And I ended up on this Jethro Tull song, which, I haven't listened to Jethro Tull in so long. I was like, yeah, Jethro Tull, where have you been? It's not me. They've been around. I just haven't listened to Jethro Tull in a while. And it was really very satisfying. So I've learned The Teacher by Jethro Tull. And, you really, for Jethro Tull, you want some real instrumental goods, which I do not have. So it's mostly a kind of singer-songwriter-y sound on ukulele. Because I figured if I'm not going to be able to have a guitar solo and a flute solo and, that driving bum, 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 I figured I may as well just save it. I'm going to save it for the time in the future where I can get Lizzo on flute and, a really good bass player. Anyway. So it's a fairly simple arrangement, but it may, if you know the song, it may make you be like, okay, and now I need to hear some Jethro Tull, because there is that instrumental that this is going to be missing. I'm just going to warn you right now. It's still fun, I think. It's actually really fun and appropriate for this blog song. So in a moment, you will hear The Teacher. Meanwhile, thank you so much for listening. If you like the podcast, please tell someone about it. Like, review, subscribe, all the things in all the podcast apps. If you'd like to support the podcast with your dollars, patreon.com/EmilyRDavis is the top spot to go. There's also Ko-fi, there's PayPal. All those links are in the show notes. My audio drama, The Dragoning, drops its second season on July the 4th. So if you are ready to hear season 2, you will be able to do that very soon. And just today, I put in previously on. So there's a season recap in the feed as well. So if you feel like you need to refresh, and I can't imagine that you wouldn't need a little refresh after 2 years, that's in the podcast feed for The Dragoning. So if you haven't listened to The Dragoning at all, don't listen to the season recap. Just go ahead and listen to the whole season, because, the season recap is full of spoilers because it's a recap. Anyway, enjoy that if you like. And I shall give to you now Jethro Tull's The Teacher. Well, the dawn was coming, heard him ringing on my bell. He said, my name's the teacher, that is what I call myself, and I have a lesson that I must impart to you. It's an old expression, but I must insist it's true. Jump off the ground, find yourself some fun. No sense in sitting there hating everyone. No man's an island and his castle isn't home. The nest is full of nothing when the bird has flown. So I took a journey